Welcome back to the Business Builders Program. Now we're going to talk about step number 8 in the chapter that we've been discussing, the proper structure, the 20 steps that you need to take to properly structure your business for funding. On step number 8, we're going to talk about obtaining business insurance. This is another one of those steps people think it's not that important, but I'm here to tell you, as a veteran business funding expert, that this is a document the bank is going to ask you for. The bank is going to want to know when they give you a loan that you are ready. If the business was to burn down, that you have enough insurance to cover, to replace everything in your business so that you can either rent a space somewhere, executive space, and have your computers replaced fairly quickly, that you can continue to operate. A lot of people never make that contingency plan. What happens if our building was to burn down? What are we going to do? How are we going to continue to do business? Because your customers certainly don't deserve, they really are not, they don't really care that your building burned down. They have needs. They paid you for the service, or they're engaged you. In case of us, we don't get paid until the client is funded. They already engaged you for the services. So in other words, they paid you where you are earning your money until they get funded. That they don't need to wait on you. So having insurance, so you need to have insurance. This is comprehensive insurance that can replace your physical building if it was to burn down. And then you have insurances such as health insurance. Now, you may look at it as like, well, it's me, I don't need health insurance. Well, what happens if you, the operator, fall sick and you don't have insurance? What would happen to your business if you have to go to the hospital and then later have a bill put on your credit because you didn't have the proper insurance? So having health insurance, very, very important. Before I jump back there, we talked about you need to have commercial insurance, and you also want to get something called loss of income insurance. Loss of income insurance can pay you, the business owner, if you get sick and you get to go to a hospital. While you're in the hospital, the insurance company is going to compensate you what you normally make while you're working. If you're a one-man band, the income that you would normally have lost because you didn't have insurance can all be replaced. Let's say you make $2,500. You're a photographer or a videographer. You make $2,500 a week every time because you have a party every, maybe Saturday and Friday. So let's say it's $5,000. If you fall sick and you go to the hospital, this insurance will cover your income while you're in there, as long as you have proof of it. They'll cover your income, so you never put yourself in a bad position. Now, when you hear this insurance, some of these things only cost $200 to $300 a year. They're very cheap. So you can set these things up and you get yourself protected. So we talked about health insurance. Let's talk about life insurance. You, as a business owner, you can have life insurance so that if you were to pass away, your family will have the money so that they can either continue the business or they have time to actually sell the business. Or you can have somebody else replace you in the business if you were to pass away, and that person can have some of the life insurance policy can cover their salary, and this way your wife gets to basically, mourn you in peace. And there's a kind of insurance called key man insurance. This insurance replaces you as the business owner, so they can go hire your wife or your partners can go hire somebody with a similar education, experience to come into the business to replace you and or to buy out any partners so your wife can keep the business to herself. Whatever it takes. But it is very important to have key man insurance in place for yourself to replace you in case you were to pass away, which we know is almost guaranteed, right? Now, the other part of having life insurance is life insurance does have health benefits. What are the health benefits of life insurance? For me, for instance, I have an account. I have a life insurance policy. It's called, let's just say for the purpose of our discussion, it's a cash value life insurance policy. In other words, when I make a large sum of money every quarter, I take, let's say, $100,000 from my business, I put it into this life insurance policy. So my quarterly profits go into this life insurance policy. And what I'll do is I would have access to 80% of that money right away. Now, here's the interesting part. That money sitting in my life insurance policy is earning 5% guaranteed. So instead of me having my money in the bank account, I'll have it in that life insurance policy earning me 5%. And that money grows over time. So every time I take my quarterly profit, let's say $100,000, dump it in there, I can take $80,000 immediately, put it back in my account, while I'm still earning 5% on the $100,000, mind you. Right? So insurance, very, very important. We're going to move on. So remember, talk to an insurance professional to let you know which one of these insurances you can benefit from and get you some quotes.